Welcome to Cinephile's Cat, your favorite radio show. No, not anymore. It's supposed to be a radio show about movies, but no, now it's a TV show, a tweet show about movies. So perfect. So films are a visual media, and finally we made this show a visual media as well. I'm César Sánchez, your host for tonight, but with me I have the lovely co-host Tom Hutchings. How are you, Tom?
Yeah. That was really high pitched. That was high pitched.
Pretty good. And with us we have the lovely Chloe Humphreys. This is your first time on the show.
Yeah, and I have absolutely no film knowledge. I don't even know why I'm here.
But her job is going to be taking care of the board. So, as you usually know, Tom and I, we hate movies. And today, as the 24-hour takeover special, we're going to definitely prove that we hate movies.
Yeah.
Because we have brought
the most
Can you write that there in red, like we hate movies? Don't get rid of Cinephile's Cat. Just like we hate movies, like under it. Yeah, there you go. So we really.
The stream just died, so I was gonna.
Okay.
Oh, was it?
My parents watched it.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So we had some technical difficulties. I don't know how much, I don't know what people got, but this is Cinephile's Cat, a show about movies, and we hate movies, as you can see. Yeah, we hate movies because of movies. And today we're going to prove that because we're going to do a young adult fiction special, and we're going to talk about the three most relevant, I want to say trilogies, but some of them are not even trilogies. Series. But they're practically trilogies.
It's a trilogy at heart.
It's a trilogy at heart.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about Hunger Games, Divergent, and the Maze Runner. Chloe, how many of these movies have you watched?
So I've seen the first Hunger Games, and I've listened to about 3 hours of an audiobook of Divergent.
Interesting. What about you, Tom?
Oh, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we watched them together as
What
brothers.
about you?
I watched them all.
Exactly.
And we're going to here to talk about them today. If you care about these movies, I don't know why would you, but if you care about these movies, we're going to be doing spoilers. This is something that we usually don't do in Cinephile's Cat, but today's spoiler day. Today's spoiler town. This is our territory, and we're going to be spoiling everything.
If anyone hasn't seen these movies yet, you won't care about spoilers. If you've seen these movies and you love them, then you'd care about
And you're
spoilers.
going
But you've
to.
already seen them, so.
Remind us, what's the films we're talking about today?
Maze Runner.
Maze Runner.
So to begin this, we're going to start summarizing all the movies, but with a catch. We're going to do it in 1 minute. Do you have your timer ready? Because I forgot my phone outside, which is not convenient because I have the list there.
You have the list, go get it.
I'll get it. So
You have your written summary, you fool.
I'm sorry, I lied. When I said the first 3 hours of Divergent on an audiobook, I meant the Maze Runner. Sorry, lies. Lies and deception.
Oh,
I mean it.
I was thinking there's no point in Divergent where she sits in an elevator.
No.
They like climbing, not elevators.
Yeah, it's Maze Runner that I've
Yeah.
read a bit of.
Read.
Thesaurus left, so I'm just filling air for you.
Yeah. I'll set up our 1 minute timer.
Wow, that's important.
That's
Is this still going? It's still playing the Undertale soundtrack
Oh, that's just gonna be on loop. That's
for the entire hour.
Oh yeah, that's the bed.
For the entire hour. It's already been on for like 6 minutes. I'm unsure how I'd feel about this.
It's a 10-hour song. Yeah, that's
If I change it though. What?
Hello?
What?
Oh, you have to answer.
Hello, Fiamma? Fiamma, what? Fiamma, why?
that makes sense. I'm playing music with my phone. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
You fool!
I am a fool. That's what I wanted to be there. Now I remember why I wanted to be there and not Chloe. Anyway, what we're talking about. Okay, set up a timer. Let's forget about how stupid I am.
Yeah.
We're going to have to try to summarize the first Hunger Game in 1 minute.
The first Hunger Games.
Because it's the only one you've seen.
Uh-huh.
I think you should do it, Chloe.
Oh no, I saw it like 3 years ago.
Yes, perfect, perfect.
Tell me when the timer started.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, so this is in a different world, kind of, and there's people in it, not aliens, so don't worry about that. And there's loads of districts, and essentially your district kind of dictates your social class and whether people like you. And Katniss is from the 13th one, which is bad because 13's and 12.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
close. I was close enough still. For something I've not watched in 3 years. I'm going on a tangent. But she gets picked, I guess, to compete in the Hunger Games, where essentially, like, really weirdly dressed people make children die by making them do, like, endurance trials that are simply inhumane.
15 seconds.
She meets a load of people, and her friend dies, and it's really not really sad. I kind of wanted her friend to die, not gonna lie. And then she wins. Lol.
What? Perfect. I bet everyone outside knows what the movie's about now.
Now that we're all caught up.
I think Chloe had an advantage, but I think you and I, Tom, who are experts in the Hunger Games, we need to summarize the second movie in 30 seconds.
Oh, we're
Who's-
doing every single one.
Yes.
I thought you were just doing like the first of each one.
No. 30
Oh.
seconds. What do you want me to do?
Wow, I'm super
The
useless.
second movie or the third movie? I'll do
Pick
the
one.
I'll do the second movie.
Okay, go.
So Katniss is not really in love with Peeta because Peeta is the guy who like married him. Well, started dating after the first movie. So they're not really in love. And President Snow, who's like, oh, they're rebelling against me. He gets like, oh, I'm gonna kill them all. And he decides to like do another Hunger Games, but with all the tributes that won from previous years. So they
So
start
it's like
doing that.
RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars.
Yes, exactly. So they do that and they start fighting in a jungle and the problem is like now it's not the Hunger Games anymore. It's like team battle. It's like if Fortnite was Hunger Games original.
You're up.
Oh, and that's it.
We got to Fortnite. So that's great.
We end up in Fortnite. That's great.
Always. Okay. So now that you've got the logical conclusion to Hunger Games 2.
Okay. Now you have to explain Hunger Games 3. Do you want to explain 3 and 4 in the same?
How many are there
Okay.
of these things?
4
3 and
Why?
4 are part 1 and part 2. I'll
Okay.
attempt to
Jeez.
explain both.
in 30 seconds.
In
45
30
seconds. 45 seconds.
Oh, you are too kind. Alright. Hunger Games 3. Nothing happens. Hunger Games 4. Katniss invades the city where all the rich people live.
Don't mind me, Chloe. Just stop our music for some reason.
Because Fiona called.
Katniss
Carry on.
walks to the boss's house and kills the boss. The movie ends.
Is that it?
There's some filler, but yeah.
What
Yeah.
happens to her and Peter?
They marry.
They get married and have kids.
They marry and have kebabs, more like Peter bread.
So, someone kill her. Okay,
That's
now
enough.
who's going to summarize the Maze Runner 1?
Oh, can I do it? Because
Yes!
I have not even seen it all the way through.
Okay,
Perfect.
in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, okay, bring it. Tell me when
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
on.
go,
Okay,
go.
so from the first 3 hours of the audiobook I've heard of the Maze Runner, there's an elevator. There's an elevator, and they're in the elevator, and there's a bunch of kids in the elevator, and they don't know why. And they come up to the top of the elevator, and then they're in this area, but they can't leave. And there's a big, like, wall there, and they look at it, and it's a little bit like if Trump actually built the wall. They just keep looking at it, and they want to go through it. And it turns out it's a big maze, and the main guy is a bit annoying. I didn't like him, and it was really boring. I don't know why anyone would think that
You're,
was suitable
you're
for
not even
that.
explaining what it is, you're explaining what you feel about it. That's
up.
it.
But like, I don't know anything else. That's as far as
Okay,
I got.
okay.
So all opinions are subjective.
What
The
do you
human
mean?
experience is biased.
And
That doesn't make any sense.
what are you telling me that my opinion isn't fact?
It's impossible to be objective as a human being.
Okay.
We know this.
Okay. So, now I'm going to summarize Maze Runner 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
You didn't
Oh,
let him
so they escape the maze and they get to this weird place and they think they're good guys, but oh no, it turns out they're bad guys. But by the way, the bad company is called Wicked, which is like too obvious that they're bad, but yeah, they're bad. So they escape into this desert in a city, and they say, oh, you won't survive, and there are zombies outside, but they actually do survive. And at the very end, the love interest betrays our main character, and they bomb the camp where they were supposed to be, and they kidnap the best friend of the main character. So they'll get ready for the next movie to get and punch Wicked on the face.
Perfect.
Oh,
actually,
I think
that was
pretty good.
actually probably the best one we've had so far.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think I have the title of the
Shall
best
I
one.
finish Maze Runner?
Finish
Maze
Maze
Runner
Runner
3,
with
the
the Death Cure.
So, in Maze Runner 3, Katniss, no, Thomas
Ding 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 ding!
goes to the city where all the rich people live, fights their way through the city, and kills the boss.
There's something incredible.
I'm starting seeing a pattern here.
No, I haven't seen half of this.
There is a key difference. Peter does not live in this movie.
Oh no!
The equivalent of pizza
Oh,
doesn't
the
live in
love
the
interest died.
Yes,
That's
the
sad.
love
To
interest
be honest, they betrayed the
She
main
was a
character,
traitor.
so we don't care.
At the end of the second movie, she
So,
sold him out to the.
I
the
love
cops.
this. I love this kind
The
of.
cops.
If you betray someone,
You
you
die.
die. Like you cheat on me, you die.
I mean,
There's
no, it wasn't like that.
There's a great scene.
They're like happy, like they're sad about it and stuff, but we were just cheering.
There's a great scene at the end where there's a building on fire and there's the sort of future helicopter hanging next to it, and the main guy Thomas, he's on the helicopter, whatever, he's fine, and the love interest is on the building, and they're like, it's too far, we can't get it, and you can see all these characters who were betrayed and had their friends killed by this girl, like,
They're really
oh,
trying.
we can't reach.
Oh, no.
Oh, we
Oh,
gotta
That's how we wish it would happen. Like,
Oh,
oh no!
Oh, I'm
Try to
sorry.
go Wicked, they might pick you up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to do Divergent. Do you want to do Divergent 1 again?
But I've not. I don't know anything about it.
You do your best guess.
Okay, let's
You
have a
don't even
go.
need a timer.
Yeah.
I can just do it in my own
Freestyle.
time.
Yeah.
Freestyle.
We will cut you if it
Somebody
gets too long.
lay a sick trap beat. No, I can't rap. I'm too white for it. But Divergent, okay? So there's, from what I've seen from promotional material, there's a lady and there's a boy, and they are different. They're from two sides of society, and one of them's good.
No, that's Romeo and Juliet.
This is like, yeah, it could be Romeo and Juliet, it could be noughts and crosses, it could be whatever. But they're from two different bits of society that aren't meant to get on, and they have to go and beat people up. Probably taking it down some kind of big evil person, like a big corporation, as in previous films of this variety. Damn you, capitalism. And they succeed, but they don't, because we've got to have enough material to go for the other films. The love interest. The two people, the boy and the girl. There's a very forced love story on them. So if they met in like an actual situation, like if this was like to play out in real life, they probably wouldn't want to bang. But because it's in young adult fiction, they
bang.
defo want to bang.
Okay.
Too many hormones. What can I say?
You were right about two things only.
Oh yes.
They beat people up, and they win but not.
Well, the love story
I-
is also forced.
Yeah.
And they are from different sections of society. I think you were fairly spot on.
I mean, I'm proud
Well,
of.
the sections of society, they're not really
Dude, I've not seen this.
I mean,
at
no,
all.
we're not judging you. We're
I-
just.
I'm proud of myself for what I achieved.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you. Should I actually summarize one? In
Yeah,
an attempt
do
to,
it,
like-
do a
because
brief-
people need a little
Do a brief
context.
summary.
Okay. So basically, post-apocalyptic world. One more time, they live in the city of Chicago, I think it was.
Chicago.
Chicago, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's so underwhelming. It's like,
It's so
Doesn't matter.
underwhelming.
Or Seattle. Who knows? The thing is, they live there, and there are 5 factions. And each one divided by their prevalent motion. Like you have Dauntless, which is like brave, and you have joy, selfless,
Oh,
intelligence.
sorry, I should have said
and
Hogwarts
truth.
house.
Yeah,
But the six of them.
and truth, which they don't really matter. But then there are Divergents, which is the main character, which is like people who can belong to all of them. The problem is that like apparently these people are bad, which they should not be for some reason. They're like the best. Basically at the end they fight against the clever people because the clever people are evil and trying to kill the selfless people. So the main character goes and fight them and like, oh, you're a Divergent, you're evil. We're going to blame all on this, and they control the brave people. And at the very end, basically they win, and for some reason they just leave. Say like, oh, we're Divergent, so we cannot like.
Okay.
We don't know what they leave. Okay, do you want to summarize the second movie in 30 seconds?
I could do it in less.
10 seconds.
Not much happens, I'll be honest.
Okay,
I
10
can't
seconds.
really remember what much have happened in the second movie because
I'll do it.
nothing happened in the second
Okay,
movie.
10 words. I give you 10
Alright.
words.
10 words.
10 words. Yeah.
I do. Okay.
Oh, do I do it?
Well,
I can do it. I serve no
nothing
purpose.
happens.
No, okay. I'll do it. I'll do it properly.
Show the audience your hand so
Okay,
they can
yeah.
see. Visual.
Tricia fights. What's the name? Erudite. They open box. They win. They bang. They bang in that movie. So.
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot
they
they
banged. Yeah,
Yeah, they
oh
bang.
wow, this is probably like the most sort of
it's
successful relationship by the second film.
No, it's actually I think it's the most toxic relationship of them all.
Oh, that's sad.
Like
They're all a
of the
bit
three.
bad, but
yeah,
yeah.
but this one we will say all the time like they will not love each other if it wasn't for this.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
clearly just like it's like oh, he paid some attention to me, so now I'm in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah,
Alright,
the fourth
don't-
relationship that you mentioned is very true.
I mean,
Okay, the
what
third
can I
one.
say? I mean, you're good.
What about the third one?
Right, yeah.
The
The
third one.
third one is the third one is something.
2 words: genetics, bosses.
Yeah.
That's-
No, like, wait, I need more context.
Okay, so the third one is basically
They leave the city.
Uh-huh.
The city is a big experiment in the post-apocalyptic world.
I hate
is that the
Yeah.
plot twist? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And
plot
apparently
twist.
genetics are bad and only Divergents are correct, and they're trying to create Divergence, so the fact that Tricia's a Divergent is like a big deal. She's like special and all. And the end, like the people who do that experiment try to kill everyone in the city, but they fail
But
because
they
Tricia
don't, yeah.
saves them all. And it ends like that.
There's-
They never punish the bad people because they were thinking that we're going to do a 4th movie, but they had to cancel it because
Why?
they
Because
didn't
it's
have
so
enough
bad?
money.
Because it was so
Yeah,
bad.
Okay.
exactly. And that's it. We summarized all the movies. What
I-
time is it?
It's 15:15.
Oh, perfect. We still have time.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen
You should watch it
Divergent,
this one time.
and I
It's
hate
very
it the most.
Divergent.
Just from what
Yes,
I've been
Divergent
told.
is well. We will talk about that.
good. But you're right.
So what we're going to do now is, Chloe, we're going to summarize the sagas for you, the whole sagas,
Okay.
and you have to draw what we're doing, what we're
Okay.
saying. Okay?
I can try my best.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it in green.
We can
'cause
try
I can't
one. We
really
can
see
try
in
one
green.
person per each saga. Okay?
Okay.
So. You'll start with Hunger Games, which is the one that I watched. So you summarize it, or the both of us? Yeah, the both of us. Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
So okay. Yeah.
So-
I guess.
So there's a
Believe in yourself.
okay. So there's a girl with a bow,
Yeah.
and she lives in something called a District 12
Yeah, she lives in Poor Town.
in Port Town. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one day her stupid sister got picked for a game that is going to kill her,
Yeah.
and she says like, well, I will do the game instead of her, because the society is very evil.
Yeah.
So she goes to the games with this other guy called Peter, who's absolutely useless, but he can paint. Peter can paint.
He can paint and make bread.
He can paint and make bread, and
He
he's
is
strong.
An artiste
He's strong.
and a chef.
And he's strong. So, these games basically are a Fortnite
Yeah.
battle royale.
Bit of a rip-off, but
Bit of a ripoff, yeah.
Yeah.
For like, Hunger Games is the ripoff.
Yeah. Fortnite should sue.
Yeah.
And,
So they train a little with a drunk guy, this Peter and bow arrow girl. They train.
Kurt Cobain. Think Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, they
train with Kurt Cobain.
They train with Kurt Cobain. They win the games both together because they said, oh, we're going to both suicide, and then they're in love, but not really. And then they go to a second games because people don't believe that they're in love, so they go to another games. And now, if in the last Hunger Games 2 people survived, which was like an exception, now a lot of people survive because Katniss just destroyed the whole Hunger Games as a concept.
She, you know when you're playing Risk and you're losing and you just flip the board? That's what Katniss
That was
does.
Katniss.
Katniss just gets pissed and goes,
But even worse, because she's winning.
yeah.
So that's what happens and now we get
Wait,
into
wait. I'm making an artistic.
the... Okay.
So we're on to the third one now, okay?
Yeah.
The third one. So in the third one, nothing happens. Basically, Bow and Arrow girl is sad because Peta was kidnapped by the bad society and she's with the rebels now. And the rebels decide that she's going to be the new publicity head of the revolution.
So in the third one, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Peta, she's sad because she's like, oh, Peta is not with me.
Yeah.
And
they make movies.
yeah, they make movies. They make like political movies. Like think about the Communist Party. Well, the things with rebels, like they're pretty like manipulative and stuff. But the movie's not going to pay a lot of attention to it. They sold it to you that they're manipulating them, but not really because this is a easy movie to watch. And the whole movie is about like how Katniss is very sad and she's making movies. And then the next movie, Peta is rescued, but he has been brainwashed and he wants to kill Katniss, and it's literally the best thing of the whole movie. It's so hilarious. It's so good. Like it's literally very good. Like Peta just like goes insane every time he sees Katniss, goes like, "Ah, you liar! You're lying!"
Yeah. He gets mad. It's the rage I feel.
And then they go to the capital, to like the final battle, and it's full of traps. So they make a big effort to tell you that it's the 76 Hunger Games, which is clearly not, because there's nothing about the Hunger Games instead of traps. But like the movie really wants to tell you that it's the 76 Hunger Games, which is just boring. So then they get to like the final battle, but like the rebels, who are the good guys, turns out to be not the good guys, and they kill a bunch of children. So Katniss kills the leader of the rebels.
Yeah.
And then she bangs Peta and have kids.
Yeah.
Cool. Just give me a min.
Yeah, and then you can explain your drawing to the camera.
Just finish up with your art there. That's fine. Wow.
We haven't mentioned Dale. Poor Dale.
Poor Dale.
Or Gale. How some people like to call him.
Some people think he's called Gale, but
just because in the movie they say Gale.
just because they call him Gale.
But Gale
we
is
know
not
that he's
important.
really cool.
Gale is not really that important. He appeared like what, an hour in the total of the movies.
Yeah,
That's his screen time. Okay, can you show your drawing to the camera and explain it?
So I made a bit of a mistake at the start by
That's
starting
alright.
too big. But yeah, so this is at the start where this is like Katniss,
Yeah.
and this is her stupid sister. Because she's got
Yeah.
a little dunce hat
Dunce
on.
cap,
And
I
then
see.
Yeah, but we
you
understand.
mentioned that Peter was a really good painter. So
She's
so
painting. I see
he's
it.
got a paintbrush every time you see
Yeah.
him, and Katniss has got a bow every time you see her.
It's a very
Easy
good
to
comparison.
understand.
It's a very good comparison of the two characters, because you have like Bon Arrow useful, painting not useful.
They
So-
have similar depth to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movies.
So these two, instead of her, because she's not very good, go and do the Hunger Games, and then there's a drunk guy, and they teach, and it's like a training montage, like in Mulan, and they win,
Oh, good.
and they're
Well
in
done.
love. Isn't that cute? And they do the Hunagam too. And they prove that they're in love, and by doing through the power of love, no more hunger. No more hunger. But then Katniss is on the TV telling the children
To
not,
shoot arrows.
to not do the hunger. But Peter gets brainwashed. Look at him there, his paintbrush is dripping. And Katniss is really sad. So Katniss goes to like destroy the rebels. And then somehow that breaks Peter's curse and they bang. I'm gonna show this to the children. I don't
That
know
was
if they can see
absolutely
it.
brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant,
That was
Chloe.
Yeah,
spot
this
on.
is,
That was
Spot on.
spot on.
Yeah, I hope the children can see it, if not just even a little bit. But there we go. I'm ready. I'm ready to do another
Brilliant.
picture.
No. Like, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. We will alternate. We'll alternate.
The blue pen is the best one to do it with. If you do it in the green, you won't be able to see anything.
Okay, I'll do it with
This
the
is
blue pen.
the District 1 of pens.
The District 1 of Pens.
District 12. Yeah.
Communist District.
Oh, it's a bit poor.
It's a bit, yeah.
District
it works
13
for-
because it didn't
District
eliminate
11.
it. Okay, so let's do Maze Runner because you've seen Maze Runner. Kind of.
See,
Okay. Hang on.
3 hours of an audio book,
So
okay?
that I don't
That's
see
not
your drawings.
that's
Okay.
not seeing children.
Okay.
So,
So in Maze Runner, there's an elevator, and they start in an elevator,
Yeah.
and that is the key.
There's children in the middle of a maze.
And yeah, and they come up out of the elevator, and they come out, and they can't go anywhere, and there's a maze.
They have to escape the maze.
Yeah, they have to get out of the maze, but they don't know how, so they do it anyway.
So yeah, they believe in themselves.
They
and
believe in the
power
heart of the
friendship.
cards.
Heart of cards, friendship, escape the maze, and plot exposition. Then the good guys take them to the desert and lock them underground because they're good guys.
Is this the second one now? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're on.
Okay.
We're well on. But then they decide the good guys are bad, so they leave. They walk through a desert, and then they meet some people. Then something goes wrong, so they leave, and then they walk through the mountains, and they meet some people.
You've got some really like good opportunities to draw some nature in here.
Yeah, really.
I'm
please,
expecting like proper
please
artistry.
express through your artistic skills the blandness that is the plot of Maze Runner 2, because it needs some expansion. Once they meet the rebels, something goes wrong, and then they leave. They
Do you notice a theme here? Recurring
Yeah.
pattern.
They travel to a new location by a lake. Something goes wrong, so they leave. They move to the city. They get to the city, and they blow up a building. Following this, they leave.
And is that it?
There may have been an epilogue. I can't remember.
they go to the beach.
They go to the beach. You're right.
Let's go to the
They
beach.
then-
Beach. Let's go get away.
Following the city, they leave the city, they get away and go to the beach. They set up a new place. However, there is a last minute hint that they need to leave the beach. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll give you a minute to
Let you
tidy up your
finish
beautiful
up. Sign it.
drawings.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't sign mine.
No, I didn't sign it. So, let me explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's an elevator and kids, and the kids are inside a maze, and they love the heart of the cards. They believe in the heart of the cards, so they exit, and they go with the good guys to a desert. But oh no, they're bad. So they meet some people, and that goes wrong, so they leave. And they go to the mountains, but that goes wrong, so they leave. Bye. And then, and then they go to a lake, and that goes so they leave. And then they go to the city, and they blow up a building, like 9/11 or something. And then like, oh no, sorry. And then like, they leave the city. And then they go to the beach, and they leave the beach. But no, it was only a hint, so I'm going to put here like a question mark. Do they leave the beach? To be continued.
Yeah,
I'm going to show my creation.
that's the Maze Runner.
And this is the Maze Runner, everyone.
But what I'm noticing about the Maze Runner is there is only one maze, and thus
Oh,
can
yeah.
it truly be the Maze Runner?
It's a trilogy, but it's...
There is one maze in the first movie.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That seems
There's,
like
they
a-
run until the end of the second movie where Thomas, the protagonist, says, "I'm tired of running." So,
Have you ever been missold, PPI?
by the third
Take the chair,
movie,
take
Because
the
I've
chair.
been missold.
by the third movie, my PPI was so missold. I was owed like £20 worth of PPI.
Okay, so it's Divergent now. I hope you
Okay.
paid attention to the summaries.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to try and remember.
So the world is divided in 5 societies. It's a post-apocalyptic world, of course.
Yeah,
It's a city.
and they're all like, it's like Hogwarts houses, but not
with
as,
emotions.
not as well designed.
Yeah. And the main character is selfless. He belongs to a selfless family, but like then she discovers he's divergent and she can be in multiple factions. So she's like, well, screw this. I'm going to this brave faction, which is the police, and they like to climb. So she trains a lot.
She climbs.
She climbs, yeah, and she trains a
She
lot.
does all the climbing.
And she discovers that there's something edgy going on because like the clever people are planning to like get rid of the selfless people. And then he meets like this very hot guy who's just that hot, and that's it. He's everything that he is. And then like they defeat the clever people who was trying to brainwash the brave people, and they defeat them, but they decide to run for some reason, and they hide in like this is the second movie. They hide in the happy people, yeah, the joy people. They hide there, but that doesn't last, and they have to run. As in the Maze Runner, something goes wrong, they have to leave.
Yeah.
But this is only the first time, so they go to the factionless, which is like people that are so dumb that cannot be in a faction. It's like they're not happy, they're not clever, they're not selfless, they're not truthful, or they're not brave. So they just.
Oh wow, it's me!
So then they don't like that because they're basically homeless and they want to destroy everyone. So they say like, oh, we're leaving, and they go to the Truth faction, which is the only faction that we haven't seen yet. In this faction, they discover that they're saying the truth, but the brave and the clever people try to kill them. And at the end, Tricia ends up opening a box because she's the only one who can do it. And in this box, they say like, oh,
It's all an experiment.
yeah, it's all an experiment. Divergents are good. You can leave out the city. They leave out the city, not without killing some people, because they say like, oh no, you can't leave the city now. No one knows why. After they leave the city, they find like the creators of the city, which is like just a whole experiment. And they seem nice at the beginning, but at the end they just want Tricia like to get them funding to keep doing their experiments. And at the end, these guys try to murder the whole city, but Tricia stopped them, and they didn't have any more budget. Sorry, I think I talked a lot, and you have no more
like
space.
that was a proper
Yeah, it's just I got
summary.
very excited with the first movie because the first movie is like so bad that it's worth saying. Take your time.
Let me just.
You gotta finish
off.
this artistic masterpiece.
I'm so proud of all of them.
There's a
I
very,
know, I
very
don't know
non-linear
why.
plot
Considering
Okay,
it's
so I
like
see.
11:30 in the evening and we've been doing this since 2:00 in the afternoon. Like I'm happy.
Okay, so.
This is more abstract.
It's the time is circular. Time is circular.
There are a lot of concepts which is hard to put into drawing. So, main character, Triss,
Yeah.
she belongs to this dot. This represents her faction. But maybe not. She actually belongs to all factions.
Okay.
So, she decides to pick a faction, and she climbs her way through the city that she lives in. She sees this man, you can tell he's plain. He's just a stick man, but she falls in love with him. She thinks about the factions and thinks, these guys are bad. So she decides to kill them.
Isn't this the same one?
Imagine it's different. Imagine it's rotated. It's from her perspective.
Oh, now, yeah.
So they're bad. So she decides to leave all factions. You see, this dot here, these guys don't have a faction. They're factionless. They go there. Then they realize they have no money as factionless, and that sucks. So they go to these guys, the guys of truth. They're like lawyers.
It's always the same one.
They're lawyers,
It's
so
from
they're
her
rich.
perspective.
Yeah, it changes each time.
She's
They're
every
lawyers,
time.
so they're rich.
Oh, what do you
So
get?
they're lawyers and they're...
So then she opens a box. Inside the box is the truth. After this, she kills a lot of people. Note the pile
she
of
kill
dead
them with a
corpses.
gun?
And
That's not as fun.
Does she have? She doesn't. What does she?
She does have a gun. She
She has a gun. She shoots. The guns suck in this movie.
The gun sounds like a clip, like a how do you call like a stapler? It's like
Yeah. It's like, she kills
Just
people with a
aggressively
stapler.
killing people with office supplies.
Once she's killed a lot of people, she it loops around. It's
That's how irrelevant the third movie is.
Dude, it loops around. It's like Zelda. So then she sees a plan to destroy the city. She stops that. That's gone. City is not destroyed.
and then they have no money again.
Yeah,
for the budget.
you'll note the abrupt ended to my plot. This represents the fact that they ran out of budget.
Please go and show the camera.
Yeah, go and
so
show
they
the
can go
camera.
and see it
Here's a
little
full
bit better.
view. Should you need one? Enjoy that. Oh yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Well, and that's the end of the section of drawing these awesome young adult fiction movies.
I'm so glad
I
we have been
enjoy
able
that.
to use our
I
visual
think-
medium.
I think this is one of the best things we ever done in Cinephile Scott.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say ever. I was gonna be like,
Goodbye,
wow,
I think-
not very excited.
I think it's one of the funniest things in the takeover yet, apart from
Okay, okay. So,
So now it's time for us to read the. So we prepare something. We have prepared some generic descriptions of the movie, and we have to guess which movie we're talking about.
Oh, I'm excited.
Did you prepare
I'm
yours?
excited.
I did.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you want to read yours first?
Oh, can I read one?
Yeah.
You can do yours first. You can do yours.
Okay, I'll do mine first. Do you want to read mine?
I can read
Okay, so it's this
Oh,
one.
wow.
the bottom one. Okay.
Yeah.
After what it seems like a never-ending crisis, a teenager that lives in a tyrannical society decides to rebel against it. The society has been divided into groups so they are humans that are inferior to others. This teenager, their love interest and their friends will fight against the tyrannic government, which seemed good at first, but it was evil in the end. The protagonist is the only one who can win because they are special and they care about human life.
I feel like before we guess, shall I read mine?
Yes.
Watching me.
In this story, a young adult or teenager is born into a society where an evil organization keeps everybody under control using an elaborate and unrealistic system. The young adult or teenager decides to take a stand against the organization by teaming up with their friends and a love interest in a protracted people's war against the leader of the organization and their goons. The organization attacks the hometown of the young adult / teenager in revenge. Eventually they get to the home of the baddie, but they're better than them, so they don't kill them.
Oh.
Okay.
So is this one film or a trilogy?
The trilogy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to say Maze Runner, and you said attacks the hometown
No,
of the
I
Maze
think,
Runner.
yeah.
I don't think that happened. Well,
No.
they attack that random village in the mountains. That's where they have to leave.
Yeah.
So.
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna go head first and say Divergent.
I'm not sure because in the Hunger Games they attack like however it's called, like selfless people.
The Greys.
Yeah.
I'm sticking by my answer.
I'm going to say Divergent as well because organization. You said
Yeah.
organization, so.
The specificity.
Yeah.
I did use organization to mean
Yeah.
a general term. I
Yeah,
didn't want to
yeah,
say
like
a
a
company
general
or a
body,
nation.
yeah.
I wanted
I'm going to go for Divergent.
Yeah.
Divergent. You're
Yeah.
both Divergent. Well done, you're correct.
Yeah!
However, you're only 50% correct because apart from the one detail at the end, this also applied to Hunger Games.
Yes!
I was
I
like,
didn't really.
Applies to all of
It
them.
applies to all of them,
because
yeah.
the only reason because like we
It's-
said not Maze Runner because you said like attacks the hometown.
But they do that at the end of 2.
Yeah,
It's always the most elaborate system of control.
I think yours is Hunger Games though,
Okay.
because of like I don't know. I just think it's Hunger Games. I think the word government is the giveaway there.
Sorry.
Government is the giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long pause.
The word were screaming outside, so I was like, what are they doing? What about you?
I'm gonna go with Divergent as well.
Why?
The splitting of society also applies to Hunger Games, but the emphasis on how the protagonist is special really stands out
Yeah.
to me. Because while Katniss is special in Hunger Games, that's just because she trained with a bow. She's not really special. She's not born special. Like
Thomas is special.
Thomas is special. You're right.
But like, let's be real, Maze Runner's the most forgettable of the three. Let's be real.
You haven't seen the Divergent 2.
Okay, I'm going to reveal it now. It's Divergent! We both went for the
We
worst.
both went for the same one.
Oh, God.
That does imply that it's the worst to me, though. If you're able to form such a...
It's the most enjoyable one, especially the first one is so, oh my God, I'm so in love with the first one.
The first one was an experience.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, Chloe,
Oh.
it comes the last section of our beautiful thing, and you're going to have to write the names because this is the Oscars for young adult fictions movies. We're going to be nominating young adult fictions movies. I'm so excited about that. So you're going to list the nominees and the categories. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first nomination is
We have a fair
best
few categories.
evil.
so don't-
No, wait, sorry. Worst and best love interest. So it's two categories.
You can do best first.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah.
Best and then worst.
Best evil organization list. And
Okay, cool. But I've started a bit eager.
Okay.
So best and worst evil organisation.
No, so only best evil organization.
I can write.
So for best evil organization, we have. I was going to say PETA. No, we have Wicked. We have Capital
How are we spelling capital?
with an O, I think.
With an O, yes.
And we have Erudite. I'll write it for you.
No.
E
Yeah.
U.
No, it's E-R.
Oh yeah, E-R.
E-R-U-D-I-T-E.
That's stupid.
It's an actual word.
Yeah.
I hate
Erudite
that.
is an
It means
actual
like
word.
clever
It's,
guy.
it's
But
big
no,
brain.
someone that's. Okay, so we have to debate this. Wicked. Strong contestant, in my opinion. Strong contestant. The only non-government here.
Yeah.
Non-government organization.
I
in the
mean-
absence of a government, they serve effectively as a
actually,
government.
yeah, practically.
I also want to point out, I'm just going to make a small correction here for our viewers, that Wicked is actually spelled W-K-D. This is, of course, an infringement of the copyright of WKD, the vodka-based energy drink. So I want to give a -1 for copyright.
The name is so stupid.
Capital is spelt wrong, so -1 for that.
Sorry, I didn't. just-
Actually,
No,
they're
no.
not-
Oh,
they're
You
not-
spelt it as you would expect it to be
yeah,
written, but
like,
no.
like the musical.
Any organization with a name as comically dumb as Wicked.
I wanna take points away because like the leader of this organization of this organization is just a dumb doctor. He's a doctor that keeps saying like, oh, I want to like help humans and then kills people.
Yes,
so
Wicked.
it's like
Wicked fails through poor management. I believe is one of their poor leadership.
yeah, poor leadership.
The boss is dumb.
Well, I think all of them are.
All
very
of them are dumb. Yeah.
Because if we jump into the next one, the capital. The capital, the
Plus
leader
one
John.
for fancy clothes, please.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
get
yeah.
points for style.
Points for
absolutely.
style.
Point for
please.
style.
Absolutely.
Jon Snow is this person who's like very clever, but then like lets everyone talk him into
Wait, Jon
things.
Snow.
Jon Snow.
President Snow. We need to
Is
like
he
speed
actually
up a
called
little
Jon
because we have 20
Snow?
minutes.
I don't believe so. I believe he's called
It's President Snow, but which maybe his real name is Jon Snow, and all people only call him President Snow. And then he kills people for no reason, even when he says he doesn't.
The capital is weak because of its greed, basically.
Yeah.
It's-
I think it's a good contestant.
I think it's a good
I
contestant.
mean, you know, greed, is that really a problem, you know? Capitalism, isn't that fundamentally greed?
Exactly.
So erudite, erudite are
I'm
just
not
very
a
dumb.
communist.
They say they're wise, but then at some point they just start doing whatever they want instead of like whatever is wiser. When they
Yeah.
find the box and say, oh,
Is this the Maze Runner people?
Yes.
No, this is
No.
Oh,
Wicked
I would
okay.
never
is,
say that.
Maze Runner.
Wicked is Maze. Okay.
Yeah.
Wicked is Maze Runner. So
I
Erudite,
I
they're
have
just
to
dumb.
admit, after a certain point, these series kind of blur between each other. I often forget which one.
In my dreams, they're all the same. I
Yeah.
have dreams where like they're the same thing.
Yeah.
That's concerning, man. You should really get that checked out.
So Erudite is just there. Erudite is just dumb.
Yeah, they're quite stupid. I would say they front like they're smart, but when it comes down to it, they're dumb.
Yep.
They-
Yep, that's it.
so it's hard to call them best.
I say the winner is Capital here.
I think the
I
winner
think-
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gave them a.
So
+1.
Chloe,
They get a
can you
+1,
can
yeah.
you write here
Keep
like
track.
Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and Divergent. And this is 1 point for Hunger Games.
Damn.
Cool.
Okay, so the next category is best and worst love interest.
We didn't do worse evil.
Oh, we'll just stick to the best, you know.
No, we don't
Keep
need
it
worst.
positive.
Worst is clearly Wicked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're called Wicked,
Yeah.
and they make people say Wicked is good. And they made a Maze Runner, a maze that we don't know exactly what the point is.
Very elaborate.
So,
Poor project management from Wicked, I think.
so we've got Peter, and then I forgot the names of the other two.
It's one of them is Teresa, who's the only
Teresa.
girl here representing, and then I'm not kidding, 4,
4.
the number 4.
The number 4. You can write it out
Yeah,
if it makes
there
you
you
feel
go.
more comfortable.
Peter's with 2 E's, but we don't care about Peter. So
Heck.
Peter is just a complete
Oh, I was
idiot.
going for the organisation.
Yeah, so -1 for copyright infringement.
This is a common theme today.
Peter's just a complete idiot, but it's very funny when he gets psychopath and tries to kill Katniss.
Yeah, Peter is stupid, but in that way I feel the most realistic character because he's just a guy who makes bread, and that's much more relatable than someone who was born special, and someone who spent their whole life outdoors training to hunt. So,
Props to that, yeah.
yeah.
Teresa, on the other hand, Teresa is just a traitor, and no
She's
one
a
cares that
traitor.
she dies.
Yeah.
Is it -1 for not being a nice person?
Minus 100 for
Minus
just
100
being
for
plain.
being bad.
Her only thing in the whole movie is being a traitor. That's
And-
her only thing.
No, her only positive in the first movie is she's a girl. In fact, she's the only girl.
Oh, +1 for representation.
Yeah, plus
Plus one for
represent-
having a vagina.
Yeah.
Vagina points. I love it.
Yeah.
4? Oh my god, I hate 4 so much. 4 is also Divergent, but he's not really a Divergent. No one. It's so confusing if he's a Divergent.
He's
or
quite vague about how divergent he is.
You're so vague.
not. So
Probably
minus 4 points for that name.
-4.
Minus 4 points.
So
for that game.
if you could put -4 and then equals 0,
So
that
I
would
think-
just make it much more comfortable.
I just realized I hate them all. I'm going to say, Peter's the winner here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I-
Peter's
I-
the winner.
It was going to be a tough time for Teresa.
Teresa.
But
on
I think Teresa at
-99.
least is an interesting character in the way that she betrays.
The
And,
betrayal
and
is
4 is so uninspiring that it makes me want to puke. I
4
hate him
sucks.
so much.
4 is bad.
So I think 4 is worst.
So,
Is 1 point for
Hunger Games again.
and 1 point for Divergent. Again, worst is a good thing here.
Yeah.
Cool.
So okay, we have 15 minutes. We can do this. So most survivable universe. So it's either Hunger Games,
Most ones.
survivable universe.
So if you were in this universe, how would you fare?
Yeah, how which one is the one that you will survive easiest? Well, if you check MatPat's tutorial about the Hunger Games.
Alright. If you did not
So
volunteer
I just
yourself.
put a question mark
Most
by
survivable.
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 Oh, survivable. I can't. I can't.
Anyway,
Candace volunteers herself for the Hunger Games.
so that's pretty dumb.
So if you don't volunteer yourself, you survive.
Actually, in Hunger Games, it's kind of difficult because
You die
only,
in
only
the
one can
revolution.
survive. Only one can survive, and the revolution. So
Yeah.
I think it's a tough universe here. Maze Runner.
Maze Runner for me seemed to have the least deaths, from my understanding.
Oh,
From-
no,
from
Divergent
your
has less deaths.
descriptions-
Divergent has less deaths.
Yeah, but doesn't she go and kill the people?
Oh, yeah,
And the Maze Runner people.
However,
like to do
in
that.
terms of survivability in the Maze Runner, you have multiple chances to not die. even if you escape the maze, they're not going to kill you.
They're going to. Oh yeah,
They
not gonna
won't kill you. They
won't
will only kill you
well,
if you fight
the zombies are kind of difficult. But I was thinking,
them. But you won't encounter the zombies if you stay with Wicked.
in Divergent, you have pretty good chances as long as you're in a faction that doesn't do stuff like Truth or Amity.
You join any of the other factions and you won't get involved in a war.
Yeah.
Or
And you can choose which faction. It's not forced.
Oh, you choose which faction.
Yeah, it's super dumb because
they
they tell you.
advise you.
They
tell
give you a test that tell you, oh, you will be perfect for this, but you can still choose.
You can just pick whatever you want.
It's so dumb. It's,
So you can just pick the best one. You can
I love
pick
it.
the
I
objectively
hate
best
it.
one, the orange ones, and just hang out in the farms.
yeah, there's these guys that like their joy, their farms. They're definitely on wheat every day. Because they're joy.
They farm and they smoke. Like, I bet that's all they do.
Yeah.
That sounds adorable.
So,
I'm going to say
I
Divergent.
think
My vote goes for
Divergent. I think
Okay.
Divergent.
As long as you are not Tricia. And if you're a Divergent, don't be stupid and go to like a regular one.
Yeah.
So Maze Runner is on nothing, and
Oh.
the other two have
Why
2
am I
points.
not surprised?
That's a shame.
It's because it's like the most. Hunger Games is the best one. Like,
Yeah.
like the least worst, and Divergent is the worst, so Maze Runner like falls in
Yeah.
that weird position.
Definitely.
So what's next? What's next?
So the next one is best moment.
Best moment. What is your
Oh, I
top-
think, I think they can win, like Maze Runner can make a good one here. So
what is
in
your
best
top
moment,
bruh moment from
So-
these 3 movies?
So in Maze Runner, we have the knee of justice. The knee of justice is this moment where like they're escaping on the second movie. This guy called, I don't know what is the Asian guy. He just I'm going to illustrate it. He just like actually let's illustrate it. So like
Oh,
Tom-
visuals.
I'm a security
Guard.
guard. I say stop here.
You
it's
have
not like
too
that.
much
Like
to
you're
drink
coming that
or-
way. So you
I'm coming
you
towards-
you shoot me this way.
Yeah.
And like there's a corridor here, and you're going for me now.
Yeah.
And I go whoa, and I knock him out with a knee. And we like to think he killed him with a
Okay.
knee. So
Yeah.
the knee of justice. So then for Hunger Games we have Peter and Chameleon mode.
Yeah, the bit where Peter paints his face and then lies on the floor and tries not to die by lying on the floor.
Yeah.
It really... That moment resonated
Yeah,
with me
because
because it
it's
really
a
felt
chameleon.
like a Peter moment.
It's like Katniss is like surviving
Katniss
by
is out
herself,
there
and
shooting.
Peter's there dying
And
like
I
a
thought-
rock, camouflage as a rock.
I thought this is really a Peter, like...
It's the peak of Peter.
Yeah, this is what Peter would do.
Yeah. And then for Divergent, we really struggled to find a moment for Divergent because the whole thing is just bad in itself. But we decided the Exodus, when they leave the city for no reason, they just win and they're like, oh, we're Divergents, we must run. And they leave when they literally just won.
And they come back in like the next movie. They just decide, oh.
It's like, oh, we need another movie.
Ooh, that was close.
So
For me, it's very clear. For me, like this one is very.
I
clear.
think I'm with you. I think the Maze Runner one.
the knee of justice.
knee.
Like
Knee of
we were just
justice.
screaming on our like we were just like, "Wah!"
As much as I loved watching Peter
Yeah.
paint his
What,
face and
Maze
lie
Runner
on the
actually
floor like
has a point now?
Yeah. But like Peter is great moment. He's like I would like to have like him in a screenshot, like having him like camouflage in a screenshot.
I would have that as like a wallpaper.
It's so
yeah.
unrealistic that he finds painter or whatever he does and he
You
can
could decorate
perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 10 minutes, and these are like the big the
Okay,
big
these
boys.
are like the big categories.
these are
I'll
like the
write
big
faster
categories.
this time.
These are like in the Oscars
So-
where it's like costume design and sound mixing.
Yeah,
and no
nobody
one
cares about
This
that.
is best director, best actor, best movie.
So we have worst movie now. And again, I think here is pretty clear. I think here is pretty
this one's
clear.
pretty clear.
So we have Mockingjay Part 1.
I'm not gonna write them because it's just Hunger Games, Divergent. and-
Yeah, but no, they're specific.
Oh,
No, they're specific.
Just put
Just
Hunger
put, just
3.
put the number. So Hunger Games is 3.
H3.
Hates 3. Halo 3. Maze Runner is 3.
theme.
No, because Divergent is 2.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that.
Oh,
I'm pretty clear with this.
I'm pretty clear.
Shall
Hunger
we say that
Games-
at the
Okay,
same time?
let me just say,
Okay.
Hunger Games 3, nothing happened.
Nothing happens.
Maze Runner 3 was just... but Divergent 2. Oh.
You really hate Divergent 2, don't you?
I do.
I disagree, to be fair here. I
However-
think, however, Hunger Games 3,
Hunger Games.
nothing happens. It could be half an hour. I
This
feel so
movie
stupid.
consists of nothing.
There's no action. There's nothing. The
At
reason
least-
why would you watch the movie?
At least Divergent 2, they bang. That doesn't happen in Hunger Games.
Your
3.
Rule 34 fantasies are
It
all
happens in 4.
fulfilled.
It happens in 4, but it doesn't happen in 3, my man. Hunger Games 3, objectively the least anything of the lot.
Yes.
Nothing happens. I went to watch that in the cinema. It was great.
Hunger Games 3. Divergent 2, very close second run out. but-
Very close. We were very bored.
And also you have like the peak of the stupid brother. It's the peak
Yes.
of the stupid brother, which.
Speaking
So
of,
best movie is the first one for them all. It's Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and Divergent.
so
Okay.
So just
you don't need to write it
Yeah.
down. We can just
That's best, yeah. So we said at the same time.
yeah,
Okay.
because we know what
Can
it
I?
is.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Divergent. I know Hunger Games is the objectively better one, but Divergent has a special place in my heart. Let's go for Hunger Games. It's the objective one. Yeah, it's the correct choice.
I mean, the Oscars are nothing but objective.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's no opinions here.
So and now we have like the final two categories: worst and best character. Actually, if you can like write them like, so for worst character,
Cha.
Worst char.
and best.
Best. Cha. I can spell. So worst. Hit me.
So worst, we have the brother of Tricia, which we don't know his name. Oh yeah, we use our own names.
Just
like
put Tris, bro. Nice.
Then we have
Bruh.
Teresa. Teresa, the only person nominated for 2 things,
Wow.
Yeah. Well done.
but she lost one of them. So.
So she's gonna get a +1.
And then we have the brother. We have Katniss' children. I see a pattern here, so like people related to the main character somehow.
Yeah.
Four close run up, by the way. But the brother is very annoying.
Yeah.
So we try again and say it at the same time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
1.
Triss brother.
Brother, yeah.
Yes.
brother.
yes!
Yeah, the
He's
brother.
absolutely
brother.
dumb. He switches sides so much, but not because he's like ambiguous or anything. No, he's just dumb.
Trish's brother is Maze Runner, yeah?
No, he's Divergent.
Divergent. So
You can tell I
ironically,
haven't seen these.
he switches sides to the smart people, and then leaves the smart people upon being told that the smart people are bad. And he was just like, "Gosh, I didn't realize." So
Best.
Who is the best character?
Okay, the best character we have.
We have some newcomers.
We have. Oh my God, these are my
It's a
men.
keto one.
So we have Box.
Bugs.
You can read it like a box if it's box.
Box.
Perfect.
Box.
We have Cool Guy from Maze Runner.
Cool guy.
And then we have Truth Boss. It's alright.
This really comes down between Boggs and Cool.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, just Truth Boss, who's from Divergent, is just a nice guy.
He's just an okay
but-
guy.
Box, but the cool guy, but Box.
Cool guy.
Box is this guy who appears like half an hour in a movie,
Yeah.
and he just dies. He
But
just
respect,
dies.
Box trusts Katniss, doesn't trust anybody else.
And say kill Peter.
He's nice to Katniss, but still gets his job done and wants her to be realistic. And tells her to kill Peter, so that's nice. Cool guy though. What
Cool
can we
guy.
say about
Cool guy.
He's like a dad to his adopted daughter.
We
He
don't
can-
care about. We hate it, but
He
doesn't
can
matter.
fly helicopters. He can drive trucks. He can make bombs.
He can
shoot like no tomorrow. He can fight. He can
Kidnap a
survive.
train.
So-
He jack a train.
He
Hijack
hijacked
a
a
train.
train.
Okay, right. You're telling me all the cool things that this guy can do, but why doesn't he have a name?
Because he's cool guy. He's
He's
so
cool
cool. We don't
guy.
know his name. He has a name, but he's so cool.
Oh, he does have a
And
name.
he
I thought
speaks
did.
Spanish
Yeah,
every
yeah.
now and then.
See.
I think it's clear. Right? It's cool
It's
guy.
gonna be
It's
cool
cool guy.
guy.
It's cool guy.
Cool guy.
For
is-
Maze
is
Runner.
for Maze
Cool
Runner.
guy is best character.
Well, do you want me to read the results?
Yes.
I believe
And
it's
the winner of the Oscars are
Who definitely didn't win the Oscars was Maze Runner.
Boo!
They definitely lost. They only got 2 points. Divergent comes in second with 3 points, and Hunger Games wins the Oscars.
They did it. They did it.
They had 4 movies, so statistically,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
more
yeah,
likely
yeah.
to
They
win.
had a better chance, but still,
They
you
did-
know, surely it's a mark of quality that even I, who knows nothing about cinema, have even seen the first one.
Yeah, yeah. And also like they had like they compensated a lot between good things and bad things. They got like worst movie, which really helped them to win this
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Divergent only had bad things, which really hurted them in the end.
They had,
Um,
they did have
and
the
Maze
best.
Runner
best
is
And Maze
Lord.
Runner, well, it was what's the word? Shit. So yeah.
yeah.
So that's the end of Cinephile Scott 24-hour takeover. Chloe, thank you so much for coming. It was
I
lovely to
hope
have
I
you here.
contributed to
You
something.
contributed.
I think
so
this was our
much.
best
We couldn't have
episode
done
so
this
far.
without you.
Thank you for watching, and now we will leave you with Midnight at Charlie's, a show that Charlie's going to do, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
See ya!
Bye.
Battery here.
Bye, children.
I know you feel like you want me, and I guess in a way you do.